And we live for another episode of Bet on Yourself. I'm your host, Kyron Williams. I am here with
My man Shu Shu. Introduce yourself, Brooklyn. We got Brooklyn in the house. I'm
Brooklyn.
happy. I'm happy because I'm,
You
I'm
already
proud.
know.
I'm proud of this dude. I'm proud of this man.
Yeah,
Appreciate you.
bro. Yeah, bro. New York's finest in the building, man. Bruce,
I
you
like
I
that.
appreciate
I
y'all for
like
having me,
that.
man. I appreciate y'all. Word up.
And we appreciate you for being on, man. I mean, and not just Brooklyn's finals, but we talking about NABF, WBO, Intercontinental
Yeah.
Featherweight title, WBC Silver Featherweight title. I mean,
He got the whole rap. Got
this is a champ that's in the building with us tonight, man. This is a
the
champ,
whole
man. So
rap down.
talk to us,
Yes,
man.
sir.
So give us just a little bit about what this journey has been like for you. I mean, because you grew up looking up to somebody like Mike Tyson, being from the same area that he's
Yeah.
from, and now having belts of your own, man. Like, give us a little taste of what this journey has been like.
Man, to be honest, like I've had most of my ups and downs when I was an amateur. You know what I mean? Like I always like realized I had the talent for the game and everything like that. But in terms of like the confidence, like I've learned that boxing is 100% mental because if it's something that you feel like you can or can't do, you won't or will be able to do it because you're mental. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's like I remember I didn't really have the confidence that I had that I have now. When I was younger, I thought I wasn't good enough for certain things, and my belief in myself just wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? But I would say it was to a point to where I was about to hang the gloves up back in 2018 and not even box anymore. You know what I'm saying? But it was just something that really drove me. Like I really had the love of the game, and I really knew at that point in time, like my work ethic was nowhere what it is now. And I knew that I didn't give myself 110% into the sport yet, and so I could see the fullest potential of myself. So when I finally did that, man, I'm noticing like I was just running through the tournaments and running through the competition, and then I haven't looked back ever since. And yeah, now it's like it's not just the sport that I love. Now it's a lifestyle. Now it's like I'm doing this to put food on the table, to keep a roof over my head, to establish my family, my legacy. It's so much bigger than just something that I do now. You know what I'm saying?
Talk
So
about it.
yeah, man. Like so now, and I get so much attention and stuff now from what I've accomplished, but people don't even realize like my dreams is so much higher than that. Like this is just the beginning.
Yeah,
Rightfully
that's
so, man. Now you earned that. Like I think it's crazy because you said you in 2018 you was ready just to let it all go, but like I remember what was down in Louisiana the Olympic trials.
Yeah, yeah,
I remember
yeah,
going down there. I'm like, I kept just hearing your name, just kept buzzing, like, and because you was
yeah,
beating top level, what I'm saying, dudes at the time. Like, I'm like, yo, me, I'm like, hey, you from New York? So I'm like, yeah, I gotta look out for him. He's definitely someone to look out for. But
Word.
I'm glad overall you decided to, stick with it, continue going, and like I said, look where you're at now, man. I'm just happy
Yeah,
for you, bro.
yeah. I
And it's
appreciate
still
that.
the
So yeah,
beginning.
that's
That's a crazy
crazy.
fact. It's still the beginning.
Yeah, it really is still the beginning, bro. Like I ain't even like 2025. We're shooting to fight for a world title. You know what I mean? I feel like it's planned out at this point now that I'm gonna fight for a world title at some point next year. So I'm
yeah.
super excited about it. But yeah, man, like it's funny that you brought up the Olympic trials and all that like, that time back in 2019 because like it was literally right after I was thought about quitting. Like, bro, I ain't touched the gloves, I ain't touched the gym, I ain't watched boxing for months, bro,
Yeah.
months before that even happened. So when I got back in the gym, mind you, like I don't never get beat up in sparring, bro. Like, I don't get touched up in sparring, bro. Bro,
Right.
I
Talk.
was getting touched up when I got back. Like I'm like, oh nah, it was playing on my confidence too. I'm like, oh nah, like
Mhm.
did I plateau? Like this is it? Like nah, this is crazy. But that then after a while, like I started to just work out 3 times a day for the first time ever. Wake up 4 o'clock in the morning to go running for the first time ever, and
Yeah.
just doing things that I've never done. And I'm watching Mayweather videos, him waking up at a certain time of day just because he know nobody's working like that. And I took that and translated that into my life, and I really started to see me become like way better than what I thought I could be. And then hence you saw in Olympic trials how I just steamrolled through the whole tournament and got the best boxer of the tournament world and all that. Like,
I ain't gonna lie,
man,
even when I was watching that, I thought you was definitely going to be selected, you know what I'm saying, for that team. So like give me like a rundown how everything went down about that and how you felt in the end.
Boy, man. all right, so obviously, you know, the Olympics was in 2020. And for that, but COVID, boom, hit us. So, you know, everything got down, right? So then, mind you, so they didn't have rankings for anybody in 2020 because there was a qualifying tournament or ranking tournament internationally for the whole 2020. 2021 comes because they pushed the Olympics back, and then we're trying to do the qualifying tournament again to be on the select team. And that tournament is canceled. Like everybody around the world had the tournament, like the continental tournaments, except for North America and South America, because there was an outbreak in Argentina for COVID. And so now 2021, like, dang. So again, now nobody is ranked, nobody has any points and nothing like that to go on the team. So what AIBA ended up doing, the governing they decided to just go back to the 2019 rankings, and that's why they chose like Duke Reagan, Troy Isley, Keyshawn Davis, all of them to come back on the team because they couldn't have anything for 2020 and 2021. And around that time, back in 2019, I wasn't at the weight class that I was fighting for to get on the team. I was at a higher weight class. I decided to go down, and you know, so I didn't have no ranking, so you know, I wasn't able to go. But that shit
that
because
whole ranking thing was wild, man. Because I ain't gonna lie, back when I qualified in like 2012, like for me, it was just like you won the trials at home, of course. Then you got to do the qualifying tournament, but that was really it. You got as long as you got basically placed high enough in the qualifying tournament. Because I had to go to Brazil to qualify, and that was like the very last tournament for us. And I had to just get to like my weight class. I had to get to like the semifinals, but you know I was good because before then I was pretty much in the same situation like you. Like I didn't have like a 100 and something international matches and where I had a high ranking. I basically the same. I was in the same boat pretty much like me. You know, me as military. I didn't have time to do all those international tournaments. I was still doing other things. So when I you know won the Olympic trials, I went like I think like the very next year or so. In fact, it was all around at the same time. You know, it's crazy how they be having these tournaments now. Like, everything be so like crammed together. But like I had to go, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, word.
Earn my spot there, but then I was good from there. But when I seen it doing with y'all, like I had to be ranked at a certain number now, and y'all still had to go to I'm like, they give me an uphill battle, man. So I can understand like the frustration, you know what I'm saying, behind all that.
Yeah. And on top of that too, I was you know, like you see how like, you know, Shakur and Boots and all of them dudes, like they turned pro like around like that 2016 mark. I stayed amateur because like, you know, I wanted more international experience. I had I had no international experience. And also it was like I was the Olympic alternate for the 2016 team. Like I wanted to be an Olympian. Like that was a dream of mine. So I chose to sacrifice the next 4 years really 5 years because it's 2021, and you know, to be an Olympian. And I did everything I was supposed to do. Like I beat everybody I was supposed to beat, and I still couldn't get it. Like and then on top of that, and then now I'm trying to turn pro. I get put on a Tyson Fury versus Wilder 3 card in Vegas, and that fight was scheduled to be in July, but then that got like canceled or postponed because Fury had caught COVID. And then I'm sitting back. Now it's August. I'm watching the Olympics, seeing all my stablemates get like fighting, and they doing an opening ceremony. And these dudes getting medaled. Yeah, I'm sitting there crying, bro. I was crying like that's supposed to be me, man. Like, yeah, it was hard. That joint was hard.
What would you say you learned from that, dog? I mean, because this is the Bet on Yourself podcast. Like, what did you take from that moment that springboarded you into your career now?
Man, you know, to be honest, it was like I knew one thing. I knew that I wanted to be 100% confident going into the pros that I could beat the champions in my division going into the pros, because that's what you're gonna do. I'm not in there to play. I'm in it to take it all. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I definitely knew that I needed to sacrifice those years and able to be my best self. And I'm happy that I made that decision because, look where I'm at. Look where I'm at now. Look at the position that I'm at now in order to fight for a championship. I'm like one step closer, and I'm one step away, really. And at this point, it's like you have to sometimes bet on yourself and ignore all of the naysayers and people saying that you can't do this, you can't do that. A lot of people like to put their own fears and limitations on you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? When like I'm not you, bro. Like I'm not nobody special, but I'm not you. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to put myself like I'm better than anybody. I'm not. It's like, bro, but I have a certain mentality to know that I am and I'm capable of doing anything I put my mind to, bro. So
that's right.
That's just what it was. That so many people told me to turn pro. So many people was like, oh, you're gonna be 23, 24 when you turn pro. I'm like, I don't care. Like, I want to be the best. And when you see me, you're gonna see that time and that craft, that love, that passion. Every single time I step in the ring, you're gonna see that energy, that anger. You're gonna see that Shu Shu shit. And that's just what it is.
Yeah, we seeing it now.
We
seeing that shit now.
See that shit now. Talking about, that's real. So I mean, you keep bringing up this world title, bro. Who had we coming for in 25? Is it Nick? Is it Brandon? Is it Angelo? Is it Raphael?
Listen, I already know one dude that you want, but I'm gonna say that. We're gonna say that one for later. That's a special one that you want, bro. But in terms of the weight class and the featherweight division right now, who are you looking at? Because I know, like I said, I know Top Rank. You, of course, are with Top Rank. We know they always map out things, down to the T. But who do you have your eyes set on right now?
Man, I got my eyes fully. To be honest, it's anybody and it's any money mode because I'm ranked number 2 of the WBO, ranked number 1 in WBC and WBA. But who I really got my eye on is the WBC route. Like, you know what I mean? Whether if it's, if I fight Ray Vargas or the winner of Figueroa and Stephen Fulton, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm with the WBC route at this point right now. But to be honest, I want to smoke with anybody, bro. Like, I have done so much film study on all the champions to where I know that they step in the ring with me, they're not gonna come out victorious. They can't. Like, I've studied them to a T and matched their style with my style. I know, what their weaknesses are, what their habits are, and it's just, I think that the way that I think is so complex to where they wouldn't even understand how I'll be able to be so dominant when I do fight these dudes. But when the time comes, y'all gonna understand.
That's right.
Yeah, I hear you. Boom. I know. What was it? Damn. A couple of months ago, I seen you had a little back and forth on Twitter, man. But that tells me right there, I was like, man, that's how you know you on the radar. Like, when you started calling them names, I'm like, yeah, man, people feel a little uneasy right here. We're gonna say, man, calling like the names,
comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
You already know. I'm like, man, because for me, I know you personally, I never see you. Don't never really get out of character. You know what I'm saying? You just be laid back and chill. So, and the thing about it, when I was reading into it, I was like, you didn't really say nothing crazy, but you know now, like when people feel like you a threat, anything's a trigger, anything, any little thing you put out, they thinking you out there throwing subliminal shots and codes, and I'm like, yo, he ain't really nothing crazy. But I'm like, at the same time, though, they see him coming up in the rankings right now, and they probably feel like, yo, I might have to see this dude, so it gets uneasy up, it gets uneasy out there, man.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? I don't
it's still the beginning for you. It's still the beginning.
Yeah, word. So I feel like they see the potential. You know what I'm saying? All the people that got something to say, you see the potentials. You just trying to dim the light. You know what I mean? But you can't. Right. You know what I mean? The Shu Shu star shine too bright, my boy, and that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know what I mean? But you know me, Mel, bro. Like, I don't do too much talking. I don't like the talking, bro. Like, I'm a type of dude to where I just like to scrap. I don't care for the talking too much, but I do got the mouthpiece to give it back though. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
You know what I mean? So I ain't I'm not scared of ducking and dodging nobody. I don't care how good a person is and how they're known of being a talker and whatever, bro. Like I can hang in there with the best of them. So, you know, I mean, if you want to have a little talk, whatever, we'll chop, we'll talk. But I like to fight, bro. I don't like to do too much talking.
That's real.
Right.
I mean, that sounds very Brooklyn to me. So
Yeah.
let's jump into that. I mean, how has Brooklyn shaped you into the fighter that you are today?
Man, you know, I would love to give the the credit to my peoples in Brownsville, man. Cause Brooklyn is one thing. Brooklyn is real grimy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's known as real being real grimy and gritty, right?
Yeah.
But Brownsville is the most dangerous neighborhood in Brooklyn. It's bad to a point to where even other tough neighborhoods in Brooklyn, like some people won't walk through the streets of Brownsville at a certain time of night. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the stories you hear, Tyson, all the different that came up in Brownsville, it's true through and through. Like that's just what we live through. Like my parents did a good job
motherfuckers back in the day.
Right. Tyson was hitting them pockets.
Yeah. He was saying,
yes. Bro,
Yes.
Tyson run up on you, bro. You giving up whatever. If Tyson run up on you at night,
yeah, come up off that.
Come off that.
No word though, but so it's like
you see my man Mitch Green. You see Mitch Blood Green. How he ended up running up on Tyson. Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I mean, he was a bold. He wanted that smoke twice, but. Yeah, shout out to Mitch Green, man, but that wasn't a smart move on Mitch.
Bro, like, see, the thing is, like, growing up in Brownsville, bro, like, I used to grow up, like, just hearing the sounds of gunshots, like 3 o'clock in the morning, waking you up out of the middle of your sleep. You know what I'm saying? I've seen multiple people get killed in front of my face before the age of 7. You know what I'm saying? And like that's just like I remember the first time I saw somebody get killed in front of my face. It was so traumatic. I had nightmares about it and everything. And then when it kept happening, it was like, oh, so this is just normal around here. This is just where I just so I gotta build tough skin because what I'm gonna do, cry about it? Like I can't be mad. I can't cry about something I can't control. And you gotta build tough skin out there in Brownsville because you weak, bro. You show that weakness, bro. They'll chew you up and spit you out.
They're gonna
that tough skin. Yeah, that'll make an example of you. So that tough skin definitely helped me out a lot in terms of my mentality and the way how I approach things in life.
Yeah. So would you also say now though, like in 2 ways, was boxing an outlet for you? And on top of that, because we always say as a fighter, boxing is more mental than physical. So would you say most of your mental toughness came just from your life experience growing up in the area?
Yeah, the natural toughness for sure came up with me growing up in Brownsville, bro. But like boxing was 100% an outlet that I didn't know that I needed when I first got into the game. Like I actually got into it because my pops, he put me into it because I was fighting off bullies in school. And I was beating the bullies up that tried to bully me and stuff like that. But and he never knew that I would be a fighter because I was always just so chill and a happy-go-lucky type of kid. You know what I'm saying? So he put me in the gym, and 1 month in, I sparred this kid, and I beat him up so bad he never came back to the gym. And at that point, it was like, oh yeah, like I fell in love with it. Like there was a thrill of me, like getting in there, like moving my head and beating the kid up, and I had a crazy thrill and. I used that to, just release a lot of like things that I would internalize. You know what I'm saying? It's like I would see, things that I would go through, things like growing up. So it definitely was a gateway, and I use that as a temple of peace at this point, even to this day.
That's real.
Cool. So let me ask you one more question too on that. Like, who are some of the in your class? We all got different classes, of course, but like for me. Growing up, even off of Long Island, but like everything was happening in New York, whether it's the fights or local fights, whatever tournaments. So I came up with guys like, Saddam Ali, Danny Jacobs, Curtis Stevens. Who was the guys in your class now that you came up with that you see doing their thing till this day right now?
Man, I got to give a big shout out to the new 140-pound IBF champ Richardson Hitchens. I'm so proud of him, son. Super proud of him. I knew he was gonna do his thing against Liam Pearl, and he had a lot of doubters and whatnot. But bro, I knew he was gonna make that look easy work. You know, I'm real proud of him. Boots Ennis, he's another one of those guys. Shakur Stevenson, another one of those guys. Keyshawn Davis, he's one step closer to that world title. So it's a few guys that I could really give a shout out to, and let them know like I see their work and I'm real proud of them. You know what I mean? Because they really putting on for the sport of boxing and putting on for the new era, for my era of boxing.
That's real.
I
I mean,
like that.
You talk.
To see, you know what I'm saying? They noise.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying they really making noise. You know what I'm saying? Like they doing exactly what they said.
What about Tio? What about Tio? What about Tio?
Oh yeah, Tio too. Yeah, it's just names. It's a bunch of names. It's a bunch of names.
And I think Tio get a lot of slack about being from New York and now. So I was like, yo. I'm like, yo, nah, he ain't from the. I'm like, yo, New York. Like, so I'm like, what about, like, man?
Yeah, T.O. Even Edgar, I gotta put Edgar name in there too. Edgar Berlanga. You know what I mean? Like he be getting a lot of slack as well too. But man, he went up against one of the best in the sport, and you know what I mean. I done seen dudes go up against Canelo and take a knee and fight like scary and all that. Like, nah, he really fought Canelo, and you know what I mean. That was some real Brooklyn style joint, bro. So that's another one of them dudes that I gotta give a shout out to.
Yeah. No, I mean you brought up Brownsville and Brooklyn again. I mean, I'm from Shreveport, Louisiana, dog, and like when you was just sitting there talking about seeing death and seeing destruction, like and putting it into your sport, how were you now growing up and being a grown man? How have you dealt with the mental health piece of that? Like how have you been able to whether it's therapy or whether it's you talking to your family or different loved ones, how have you been able to deal with the mental stress that's put on your mind? Because I mean, it's a form of PTSD. Is pretty much what it is.
Yeah, definitely.
How have you dealt with that?
Yeah, man, bro. You know what's funny, bro? Like, I thought that all of the stuff that I was going through was normal. Like, obviously, you around it for so long, you're gonna think it's normal. Right. Until I started dating my fiance, bro. Once I started dating my fiance and realized, like, because she lived a total different life from I lived. She ain't grow up in Brownsville. She ain't see all the things that I've seen. She ain't go through the things that I went through. So, all that PTSD. And that's when I recognized it as PTSD. Like I started to talk to her about things. Like she's my therapy. Talking with her, and figuring out why I do certain things, why I might be internalizing things and not expressing it. Why? Like, because I never really cared to express my feelings to people. I'm always like real, just closed off when it comes to my emotions. So, in terms of that, like why I, walk the street and when I'm walking on the sidewalk. Was looking over my shoulder. I'm always like, it's a habit. I'm just looking around, just so nobody will try to rob me and nothing like that. Like that's just natural. But yeah, I deal with that by talking, with my fiance. She does a real good job at letting me know by recognizing certain things and telling me why these things happen, and it makes all the sense in the world. Even like my family trauma that I go through with my parents or my siblings. Like she recognized that as something that's not normal. It tells me why certain things happen when I might have been in the dark and been manipulated for all of these years. You know what I'm saying? So, man, she's very helpful when it comes to that.
It's crazy because, like you're just saying, bro, like it's just something that you thought was just normal. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't like you didn't know no other way but that one way. So it's good to have people to show you. To bring you to light the other things in life. So, a big shout out to her. Long as she's not from the Bronx, you gonna be all right, bro. You gonna be all right. Lead them BX, lead them lead them alone in BX.
Let's talk a little bit about, because you talk about your fiance, that's a blessing, but even more of a blessing is your son. Like, how has your son helped you, grow as a man and grow, in the sport of boxing, but really more as a man?
Man, raising a kid, right? It's like you realize, like you have another human being that you have to take care of and nurture and all of that stuff. Like, and then on top of that, you start to realize, dang, like I'm not just fighting for me no more. I'm fighting, for him too. And being in this a whole different dynamic, like he teaches me how to, I'm so blessed to have him in my life because he's
Right.
such a great kid. He teaches me how to be patient, how to think about making a choice, but like just think about making a choice before I make it. Before, like I was very impulsive, very spontaneous on things, and never really cared about the consequences of certain choices.
Yeah.
I gotta think like 4 or 5 times before I make a choice to see
Right.
if that's the you know what I'm saying. Like
Right.
I put myself in danger for certain things. I might if somebody's talking crazy to me, I have to like get on the chin and make it and have them say, "Oh, you a punk because you ain't say nothing back,"
Right. That's
all because
real.
of him. You know
I
what I'm
gotta say.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, bro. So it's like all them things you got. It's a lot of sacrifice, a lot of different things you have to, put in place in order to for his greater good. You know what I'm saying? It's not about you all the time no more. So it
That's
definitely humbles me. It keeps me grounded.
Hold on,
that's
I see a lot of New Yorkers in the chat. I got a comment over here. Since you traveled the world, who had better pizza than New York? I don't think anybody's better than pizza than New York, but
Nobody, bro. What?
Smart from
Nobody.
Chicago. I think I'm tired of that whole deep
yeah.
dish, man. That's not even a pizza.
I ain't trying to hear that.
That's a
I ain't trying to hear that.
that's a casserole, yo.
Yeah. I
Like,
don't know nothing about pizza. Look, we got
Tuna
crawfish in
casserole.
Louisiana. We got crawfish,
Man.
bro. I don't know nothing about pizza.
The pizza.
yeah, I ain't mad. Listen. I rock with the gumbo.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I rock with the gumbo. But
Oh,
now,
man.
I see your last fight. You always represent. You always got people that inspire you, or whatever. But I want to actually, like, for those who don't know, what do you mean? Like, what does Forever Ike, mean to you that you always put out there to the world?
Yeah. So, if you got everybody that watched me fight, you'll see my entrance and you'll notice my apparel. Like I'll have towel on with says Forever Ike on it. I'll even have Forever Ike on my gloves or the number 21 on my shoes or my gloves. All of that is paying homage to my brother that passed away back in 2014. His name was Michael Hayden. We all called him Ike, and he was shot down, gun violence, and I mean, it's just something that I always carry with me because my brother was one of my biggest supporters, one of my biggest motivators. He was my best friend. He was one of them guys he's the only person that I talked to about my emotions because he made me feel like he understood me. He was the only person that made me feel that way. So when I lost him, who the hell else I'm gonna talk to now? You know what I'm saying? It was like I lost the one person, my best friend, that I was able to express myself with. To like I even thought about, doing stuff to myself, and he talked me out of things. He talked me out of, just the mental darkness that I had been covering over me, and I felt like I lost that when he passed away. But with my, with my yearning for trying to express things and getting over to be in this dark place, I built a relationship with God, and I learned how to appreciate the time that I had with him, but also fight those demons as well too. You know what I'm saying? Without
I
him,
love that,
you know
bro.
what I'm saying?
Love that.
Yeah, man. Like but yeah, man, I carry him everywhere I go, man. He was always my biggest supporter. Like again, like I said earlier, and even when he died, like he had like Team Carrington hoodie on when he got shot down. Like he carried my name everywhere he went. So yeah, man, that's I'm big forever Ike all the way through. You know what I mean? For the rest
I
of
love that because, like I said, man,
my life and forever.
I respect that. And I love that, bro, because I've gone to similar things myself, like you just pointed out. Like when I said when I lost my daughter, but like the same way you carry on his name in the positive matter, the same way like even when I was out there fighting, I always have her name on my trunks. You know what I mean? So because when you sit down in the corner, you look down for a minute and you just think about where you've been at to where you're at now, and you need that positive influence on you to get up and keep going forward. So like I respect that, man, and I can relate in a big way to that. So now keep his memory alive in a positive way. And like I said again, man, once you get that world title, make sure you look up to the sky and show your love, man. For real.
For sure. Listen, I'll get that world title. And another day I'm getting that world title. I'm having a parade in Brownsville. We're gonna go crazy.
Okay.
That's what I know.
So, hey, we pulling up. We pulling up. We pulling
Yeah,
up.
for sure, man, for sure.
Pull up, y'all got to. I'll make sure I'm gonna tell everybody to put their guns down. I'm gonna tell
Right.
everybody to keep their guns at home. We having a party.
Celebration. It's time to celebrate, man. Nah, like I said, man. Like,
right.
For sure.
Yeah.
So let me jump on
pop.
Nah, we're not doing none of that. It's, like I said, celebration for, you know what I'm saying, for the local
Right.
hero, you know what I'm saying, bringing positive light to the neighborhood, man. They gotta respect and love that at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But speaking of like, you know what I'm saying, just for boxing, man, like I see people think, like, I know you're serious, but people think otherwise when you mentioning Inoue. Like, what is it about that fight that you want? And why do you can you press for that fight so much, even at this early stage in your career? Because I know you seem like if they called you tomorrow, you'd be like, I want that.
There.
So like what is it about that fight that you want so much?
Bro, he's one of the pound for pound greats. Why not? Like it's too many dudes in the game right now that I honestly feel like they not fighting a lot of people because of like the risk and whatnot. Like, bro, like I want to be known as one of the best. I see myself as one of those throwback fighters to where you can put me in the ring with anybody and I'm gonna fight them. That's just what it is. I truly, genuinely love the sport of boxing, and I want to be known as one of the best. Like, when you name all the greats, Bruce Shu Carrington will be in that conversation when it's all said and done. And in order for me to be in that conversation, I have to fight a guy that's like Inoue. You know what I'm saying? He's steamrolling through all the divisions that he's fought in, and got a crazy resume. If I have a name like that on my resume, I'm undeniable, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's one of the 3 people that have been undisputed in 2 weight divisions. You know what I'm saying? In the 4-belt era, he's one of the 3 people to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, for me to have a name like that on my resume is a big goal of mine. You know what I'm saying? But if it happens, the fight happens. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm trying to put myself in position to go to world title before he comes to featherweight division, if he chooses to do so. I already don't know what he's doing, and make that fight happen. But if it doesn't happen, then I'm fine. I'm fine with that as well too, because I know I'm must see TV. I know when Bruce Shu Carrington goes across the headlines, it's like, oh, I gotta tune in, and I want to be one of those guys that that definitely just shocks the world with my performance and my IQ and everything I bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really want to be one of those different guys.
Now Lulu said, do you mind going to Japan for that fight? Do you mind going to his territory and taking what's his?
Sometimes you got to, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's plenty of fighters that had done that, and I have no problem doing that. You know what I mean? I know the crowd will be crazy over there, with all of his fans, you know what I mean? And to upset him and his own crowd would be, ecstatic. And to be honest, I always wanted to go. I always wanted to go to Japan anyway. I was supposed to go in the Olympics, but I wasn't able to do that. But nah,
that's still owe them a trip. So you still owe them a trip.
Right, exactly. You know what I mean? That's so cool. Things might just come full circle with that fight. You never know.
Yeah. Now, I mean, I know you say you're willing to go over there, and we just talking hypotheticals. What wins you that fight if that fight happens? Why do you win that fight?
Oh, why? I can't say that. I can't tell you why. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, a boxer, like people and spectators that, have a real eye for the game, you understand why our styles will go in my favor. You know what I'm saying? But, I can't really spell out the beans of what I see, but it's just certain things that I know that I'll be able to take advantage of.
A little funny. He said Tokyo Shu. Tokyo Shu.
Yeah.
I like that one. That's what I'm gonna call you.
I like that. I'm taking that. Lulu, don't be surprised.
Hey, you gotta put that on merch. Tokyo.
Look, do it. Look, you gotta do it in the Tokyo Drift. You gotta do it in the Tokyo Drift style font type.
Right. Yeah.
That's hard, bro. That's hard. So I mean, let's talk about like the boxing, some legend. I mean, because there's legendary gyms in New York. Like, what was it like training and growing up in those gyms? Like, I mean, I know it wasn't easy. Like, can you give us some back story of what it was like growing up in those boxing gyms?
Man, so I would say the most like stars that I would say that I trained with at one point in time in the same gym was my very first gym that I ever went to. Was Star City Boxing Club in Brooklyn, New York. That was one of the main reasons why I see into in boxing too, because obviously, coming up in Brownsville, we watched boxing because Zach, Riddick Bowe, all these guys was putting on for the sport of boxing, for putting on for Brownsville in the sport of boxing. So everybody in Brownsville was always like in the crib watching him. When I went in Star City Boxing Club, first person I saw, Curtis Stevens. And around that time, like chin checkers, you know what I mean? He was undefeated at the time, and he had so much noise behind him around that time. I was a super fan of Curtis Stevens. Then Shannon Briggs started coming in the gym after a while, and Saddam Ali, he was an amateur still, but he was making noise. Daniel Jacobs making noise. I'm seeing him in the newspapers. So I'm seeing all these familiar faces. I'm like, bro, it was like in that environment in that young age. Like, I felt so lucky. But then I also noticed that me learning from them, it translated, because at times like I would lose fights in the amateurs because I had such a pro style. Then it wasn't the best for me because I used to like take my time. I used to like to build up, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like it was
crazy.
It was something like that.
That's crazy you said that though too, bro, because that was a lot of us coming out of New York. We thought like the amateur system was like the pro system game. So like most of us, when we got to like those national tournaments, we ain't know how to keep up with the point systems and things of that nature. It was like, yo, everybody in New York, like they ain't no pros. Like especially when you like watching, you gotta basically go look at like the New York State Golden Gloves tournament as a whole. Like those fights that those fights alone, they look like more pro style fights than the regular amateur style fight you see on the national level. So like that was always to get to the gloves. The finals of the gloves is always the probably the biggest stage. Long before you even thought about the nationals, everybody was trying to get to the New York, the Golden Gloves championship.
Right, it was a big deal. You on TV, you fighting, you on the newspaper, you fighting in the Hulu Theater in Madison Square Garden. Like, it was a big deal, bro. So we was feeling like pros far before we became pros. So I actually love that I grew up in Brooklyn, in New York, just period, and got that because it made me ready before I even decided to turn pro. Years before, before I even turned pro, because it was like, once I turned pro, the pro style just came natural to me. Like, it wasn't like a process to where, he got to get like 4 or 5 fights in, and then you'll start seeing him try pros tricks and what. Like, nah, like I was already out the gate doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I was super happy about that.
Nah, I got it. Hold on. I see a comment in the section for you. Pretty much, they said, "How you feel about Top Rank flying him in to scout you?" I guess to my NOA about and he flew in, flying in, whatever. So put that up on the screen real quick.
Man, that was a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Because people, I feel like if that did not happen, and I'm talking to y'all the way I'm talking to y'all, it's like it wouldn't feel as serious, you know what I'm saying? And it wouldn't feel like the possibility of the fight was actually, that serious. But because I'm doing the things that I'm doing and the way I'm doing the things I'm doing it's traveling across the world. How I'm knocking these guys out, how I'm, putting my performances together and everything like that. It traveled all the way to one of the best in the sport, and got him to sit right before I started fighting, watched the rest of my fight, and left right after I fought. Let everybody know that he only came to watch me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that spoke volumes, and that spoke a lot, and that showed that he has respect for me as I have respect for him. You know what I mean? Like, that's just two warriors just respecting each other game.
No, love, that's some real shit though. Like, For him to watch a fight and then afterwards, so I forget I seen what I had to go see. I'm up out of here.
Yeah.
See you in the future. Shout out to my man James Terry in the building. I see you, Jay.
Yeah, that's real. That's
that
real.
was a big deal.
That's real. So I mean, like right now, if you could have a fight, any fight to kick off 2025, who would you put yourself in there against to kick it off for 2025?
I mean, to be honest, I would love to kick off fighting a world champion. Like, you know, like I said, I want that WBC route. So, you know, I think WBC did the green belt. You know, I think they I think what did they do? I think Top Rank had like they put a petition out for me to fight the winner of Figueroa and Fulton. So the fight is very possible, but it obviously it won't happen. My first fight in there. So I think I would just have to just keep staying busy, keep getting these fights, keep, you know what I mean, staying active, and the fight it's just gonna come. But it will happen in 2025. So
now, how do you feel about like some of these fighters? Like we only seeing guys fight once a year and different things like that. Like I mean, you a guy that like you just came out and said, hey, I want to stay busy. Like how have you been able to approach the game that way? And then how do you feel about guys who are only fighting maybe once a year or once every 2 years? Some guys.
Listen, bro, I'm a crowd pleaser, man. Like, I know that people want to keep seeing me fight, so I want to keep them, activated and have me fight, and have them watch me fight. Like if you notice, my last 2 fights, there was only a 49-day period in between both, bro. Like I fought September. I fought in September. And then 49 days later, I fought on the Jake Paul Tyson card. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I just love to just get in there and just and put on a crowd pleasing performance. You know, but I do understand that as you get older, things will slow down, and you got to preserve your body more. So that's why I think that fighters have a different approach when they start fighting once a year or stuff like that, because you never know what they're going through, how their camps are like, what their health is like, and injuries and whatnot. So they choose to preserve their body a certain way. You know, I'm not there yet, so I just want to keep fighting and keep getting this experience. And I feel like I learn more about myself every single time I get in the ring. So just me being active and getting the crowd what they want to see, I just want to keep doing that for as long as I can.
And speaking of the last fight, I'm gonna go to the press conference. I know you wanted to reach over that table and choke my man. I know, but how was that experience? How was that experience just on that particular card, man? Because it was despite what anyone says out there watching, who tuned in, it was still a big event. So how was your personal experience? How was your personal experience on that card?
Bro, mind you, I was the first fight of the night, right? So I'm not thinking I'm gonna get certain treatment. You know what I mean? Bro, I got main event type treatment. You know what I mean? Like I got put in a beautiful room. Like everybody there was like really nice and really polite and very the accommodation was great. But now let's talk about the experience of the whole fight week with the press conference and weigh-ins and whatnot. Like just being on a big stage, being able to represent Brownsville on the big stage like that, being with Mike Tyson, just a whole different field of a whole different demographic of people that was watching that fight, because Jake Paul brings out people that don't watch boxing. He brings out different kids because they watch his videos on YouTube or whatever, and it's a total demographic. So being able to show my skills and show my personality to those people and gain more fans like that, it was amazing. It was so different. I want to do that again like real soon, but I don't know when I'll be able to do that again on days like that. But it was an experience like no other. Like that was the most fun that I've had in the sport of boxing so far.
Don't say that too loud, because Top Rank, he probably watching. Like, what you mean by?
What you mean?
What you mean by?
Listen, let's get this straight. Get this straight now. Top Rank know they do me well, bro. Let's get this straight. The event had to be this big because it's Mike Tyson.
Right.
I expected it was gonna be this big. It's Mike Tyson, bro. So they better had everything, like that, bro.
Look,
It's Mike Tyson.
I ain't mad at
Let's
you.
see if they can
Mike,
keep that up at a consistent level.
yeah.
No, I ain't
Now,
mad at it.
Let's see if they keep that up on a consistent level. Top Rank, they do a beautiful job with me, bro.
Nah,
They do a beautiful job with me.
They do.
You know what I mean? So I have no complaints when it comes to Top Rank, bro. Like I have no complaints.
Man. I still must have called me. Shout out to Carmen, Ready, Evan, and everybody over there.
Shout out to Top Rank. We love Top Rank. Hey, look, Top Rank. We still waiting on our media passes. We want unlimited.
I'm in
media.
there. All right, now,
We want unlimited media passes.
We in there, bro. Like, Evan, like, yo, we in there.
Straight up. We trying to be on media roll.
I see a comment down there. C Manzo, he said, do it again, but no 8 rounds, bro. I wanted the 10 rounds. If I had 10 rounds, I would have got bro out of there. If I had 10 rounds, bro would have been out of there. He was tough too, though. I was hitting him with everything but the kitchen sink. Like, the bro was tough. Like, I really, I dropped him a couple times, but he was taking some headshots. So then I even went down to the body, went crazy down to the body. He still went and stayed down. Bro was tough. But I do believe if he had 10 rounds, though, he wouldn't have made it. And it wasn't my choice, though. All of the fights that went on, it was either 10 rounds or 12 rounders, and it was just taking a lot of time throughout the night. So my fight had to be an 8-rounder. So it wasn't my choice. I wish it was a 10-rounder. It just was what it was,
Yeah. Now, I mean, you talked about fighting on an iconic card like a Mike Tyson card. What's some of the words of encouragement or different advice he's giving you?
Oh yeah, man. When I talk to Tyson, it's never really box based. It's more just life based. So it's like you can translate things over in boxing, but it's always like, like maybe people you have around you, like, those people that you get around you in terms of don't have no yes men around you. Have your circle real small. Use discernment when you having, when you're calling people your friends, and things when it comes to that, because he done been through it. If anybody's been through it, that man's been through it and being taken advantage of. So, those type of things, you know what I'm saying? And just being able, he calls me a winner already to be able to get out of Brownsville and be in the position I'm at right now. Like, he calls me so, but he's just like, but now it's up to you to take it as far as you want to take it. And, nothing stop you. Don't be afraid of failing, because you have to fail in all. And those are the things that, he teaches me, bro. And I can just hearing it from him. Because if I hear from anybody else, I would be like, yeah, cool, whatever. Hearing it from Mike Tyson is different, bro, because he's like the icon. He's larger than life to me. So, this.
He like the sensei at this point. He like the sensei.
Yeah, word.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. Well, we got Lulu right here said, ask Shu what makes him so confident and how he markets himself, having personality, articulation, and interacting as good as he does in fights.
Man, I mean, well, listen, bro. I got 100 clips. I'm from New York. No, stop playing. Now, but I feel like my personality, being from New York, it helps. You know what I'm saying? You got like a lot of dudes from New York. We bring our swag into stuff, like real braggadocious, and sometimes real flary at times. So, I'm not that loud with it, but it's natural, with my personality. And then on top of that, my dad did a really good job at teaching me how to market myself. He did a really good job at putting me in interviews at a very young age. Like I used to be on boxingscene.com. Around the time, like, they had Broadway boxing and all that. We with Lou DiBella. It had Curtis Stevens fighting and all that around that time. Like, I used to be in interviews on boxingscene.com at like the age of 8 years old, 9 years old. I had a lot of practice watching interviews over and over. My pop's like, yo, hey, don't say that. Say this instead. Oh, I know you meant to say this, but be clearer in the way you say this. Like, it was just, just trial and error. Like, you got to learn. It's like, I use the analogy like, when you get a wife, the wife don't become a wife when she gets the ring. She becomes a wife before she gets the ring. And then that's how she earns that title. Same thing with her husband. To be professional and to be like, you got to be that before you get. You can't just flip the switch and think that everything is going to change once you get to the place that you want to be. Like, nah. Like, you, in order to maintain that, you got to practice that. And you got to learn how to be that. And, you know, that's why I'm so confident in the way I market myself.
That's dope. Hell yeah, that's hard. That's hard as fuck. And I mean, even just like how you said, like for myself, like I think about, because I mean, I played football. I played at
Yeah.
University of Nebraska, and then I also
Mhm.
played professionally. And I'll always think like the things that I'm doing when nobody else is looking is what's gonna make me great. The film that I'm
Right.
watching, the
100%.
nights staying up late, like I mean, there was plays where I made. I mean, I remember we was playing Josh Allen when I was in college, and I was able to get a pick six. But I had envisioned that pick six before it happened. You know, the night before,
Tough. Yeah.
he liked this route. I'm finna go make a play on this. So it's like, you know, that's some great advice. Now we also had somebody ask, you know, what's some advice for some young boxers out there who didn't start training at an early age?
Man, my thing is I'll try to say, like, try to get as many fights as you can. That's actually some advice that Mike Tyson had told me as well too, because at a point in time I wasn't as active getting fights in the amateurs, and he was saying like it was one year how he got like 16 fights in a year, and I was like, dang, like that was a lot to me at the time. And me and my dad took that advice, and I ended up fighting 24 times in that one year, and I saw just a boost, like a shoot of confidence, and how much better I got in that short period of time. I would just say, get as many fights as you can. Get as many fights as you can. Get as much experience as you can. Go overseas, fight overseas, so you can have real confidence in seeing those different styles, because they fight totally different from us, bro.
Right.
They fight in a different rhythm. They fight like it's real awkward at times if you don't realize what they're doing. And then on top of that, man, just also have confidence in what the hell you bring to the table. You know what I mean? So if you fight, if you don't fight the traditional way, but you just fight a little different and works for you, go with it. Like, look at Emmanuel Navarrete. He fought Oscar Valdez, bro. And Emmanuel Navarrete has the ugliest style of boxing I've ever seen, bro. Like the nastiest style, G.
Right.
But it works for him. For some reason, like there's a method to his madness, and that's something that you got to recognize. There's a method to his madness. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's not just flailing around and getting these lucky knockouts. Like, no, bro. Like he knows exactly what he's doing, and he's using his awkwardness to his advantage. So yeah, you know, that's my advice to people, bro. Like if you do certain things that's not textbook, try to figure out how you can use it to the best of your ability and go with it. That's what makes you different. That's what's gonna make you a problem, because people is not gonna be able to train for someone like you.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Shout out to In the Ring with Christine. I see she out there giving love. That's USA Boxing. You know, USA Boxing, one of their top coaches. Shout out to Christine and them, man. They doing their thing on Wednesday nights. Y'all make sure y'all tune in over there too.
Yeah, Christine was one. Listen. I'm putting it out there now, but she already knew. She was one of my favorite coaches on the USA Boxing team when I was on the team, bro. So I don't care if nobody else get jealous. She's one of my favorites, bro.
She's a real one. She's a real one. She's a real one. She know her shit, and she's been around the world. So yeah.
Well, let's talk about some topics that's going on in boxing right now. I mean, how do you feel about Devin Haney currently, the state that he's in? I mean, from the whole debacle and everything that he's going on, that went on with Ryan, to where he is now. I mean, do you feel like he should go ahead and, you know, make that comeback with a big fight, or do he need to ease his way in? How do you feel about Devin Haney's situation?
Is he scheduled to fight anybody coming up?
Or not yet. Not currently.
Not yet. Right? I mean, to be honest, I think, you know, okay, so Devin Haney, he's known to have it like a big ego. The way how he moves around, the way how he dressed, the way how he talk. You know, he has an ego, right? So I feel like with that Ryan Garcia situation, it kind of shot his ego a little bit, because he obviously hasn't been in the rings in a while since then, and you know, he hasn't really been too much in the public eye. Like, you see him a little now here and there now, but it took a minute for him to get there. So that alone lets you know the shock factor was there. I feel like he should definitely get into a fight.
I said that shit last night. I said that shit last night. It's a mental thing.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
mental.
yeah.
He got
It's a mental thing,
talent.
bro. So
Got the talent, but it's something hurt him right here a bit, and it's like got to get it back. The only way you can find out, you got to get back in that ring.
Now, would you go get this? Would you go get that fight back in blood? Like, would you want that to be your very next fight, that rematch with Ryan? If it was you, if you was in that space.
If I was in his space, I don't think I'll have my very next fight be that. Because I want to see my confidence is at. Because I'm a dude that's real with myself, bro. I'm not gonna take no risks, like that, unless I genuinely feel like I'm good to make that move. But the way how the shock factor has been shown to the public eye, with Devin Haney not really being out there, I feel like he should probably have one fight and then go into that. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So and then prove all of the doubters and naysayers, like, look, that was a fluke.
Agreed. Like I said, same thing. Get your feet wet again and jump right back into the fight afterwards.
Look, y'all better than me. We go head first in football. You get me, I want mine tomorrow. I want my shit.
That's how we end with CTE.
I damn near want my shit in the parking lot. I damn near want my shit ASAP, Bob. So, y'all are sportsmen for sure. Y'all are sportsmen. I'm with it.
It's a gentleman's sport.
I saw a comment. I saw a comment real quick under here. He said, "Ask Bruce, is he gonna start working on his jab?" Did you see my last fight? That shows you watch my last fight. That shows that you don't really watch me, bro. You over here trying to troll. You don't be watching. You just be
why I get this.
Go ahead and watch my last fight Go ahead and watch my last fight. You're gonna get your answer, my boy.
Yeah, talk that for sure. Now another name that has come up a lot has been Tank Davis, Gervonta Tank Davis, and first I want to talk about the mental health piece because I'm big into mental health, bro. Like I don't care if you play sports or you don't. Everybody's going through something. How do you respond to his response of saying, hey, I'm ready to go to therapy. I got a daughter. I'm ready to walk away from the game, and if I go to therapy, I'm gonna have to walk away from the game because it's gonna take that anger out of me. Like, how do you feel about where he is in the sport? And then a second part to that question: if he does walk away, will his career be tainted in a way?
Man, it's such a bitter thing to see him not really just you could see him falling out of love with the sport, man. And that sucks because all of the great fights that we could have just to watch him, not even the match ups, let alone the match ups that he could have, but just the fight, just watch him fight. It's always exciting, bro. Like it don't matter who you put him in the ring with, you're gonna get your money's worth because he's just an exciting dude to watch, right? So it's like, man, but at the same time, like, you gotta have the maturity to realize, like, bro, like, he recognizes that he doesn't want to continue to do the sport if he don't love it because he understands how dangerous this joint is. And then he's talking like, he don't want to be like, he knows the mental space that he has to go to, the dark place that he has to go to fight these fights and have the intention to hurt. And he don't want to continue to harbor that and have that because he has his daughters around him. You know what I'm saying? Like that's real maturity, bro. Like, you got to get out of the fans' mindset and really think about him as a person. Like, he's not just a boxer. He's a person as well too, bro. And he's thinking about his mental health and his mental awareness first, bro. And that's something you just got to respect. It sucks because, like, I want to see him fight so many other guys, but it's like, at the end of the day, dude, like, the man, he recognizes certain things. He's like, bro, like, my time is coming. I'm really just here to get the money. And I don't really care about the glory, and I'm just ready to get out of there. And you just gotta respect it, man. Yep. I'm just happy I'm just happy to witness the fights that I've witnessed, be in the ring. Be in the same arena and watch it live. Being able to train with him. Like, I'm just happy to be able to say that I've done those things.
Yeah, hell yeah, I'm with that. Now, do you feel, because he's talked a lot about, saying, well, hey, I just want the bag. I want the bag because I want to feed my kids. I want to take care of my family. I don't necessarily care about the undisputed. and the different titles. How do you feel about where we currently are in boxing? Because it seems like, especially since you've had these influencers come in and be able to make 10, 20 million dollars and they're not really serious about the sport. How do you feel about the current state at which boxing is in, and how the titles have kind of become, to some people, like, well, why do I need all these titles, especially if I got to pay tax on each one?
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, I feel like right now the sport of boxing is actually, in my opinion, starting to open up, because a lot of people wouldn't fight certain people because, oh, they got the WBO and this title, this not gonna work because he got this title and this promotional company and that. Now it's like, listen, if the money is right, the fight is gonna happen. If the money is right, let's make the fight. Like, that's just what it is now. And so people is not really caring about the titles as much. Like, it's not as valuable. And I'm kind of in a way happy about that in some ways, because it's like we're finally getting a lot of fights. I gotta let it be known in some ways, because
I already know where you're going with it, because it's the legacy. Right. There's the legacy piece, but
it's
then
the
there's
legacy.
also the feed my family piece.
Yes, exactly. So that's the way you got to think about it. That's the way you got to look at it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just happy that the fights are being made. You know, you got Turk Al-Sheikh. He's really putting his money into the sport of boxing. He's making a lot of fights happen. You got Jake Paul doing the same thing. You know, having certain people fighting on the card. You got Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano, bro. That second fight, crazy. Again, they another fight of the year candidate. Like, yo, you know. So I feel like we're getting the fights we wanted. We're getting the fights we want now, bro. And I'm just happy that the sport of boxing is finally starting to open up again.
Yeah. So, I mean, how do you feel about Turkey Al-Sheikh and his influence in the sport? I mean, obviously, I know you just said like that it's a great thing, but do you feel like the fact that so many of the fights are happening in Saudi and we're not getting as many here in the States, or is it just like, bro, as long as the fight's happening, the fight's happening?
Nah, like, it gotta happen at a certain point in time, bro. Because you gotta be like, because that's like everybody knew the Mayweather Pacquiao fight was in the oven too long, bro. Like that, we would have had their fights in their prime, then it would have been more exciting. But if you really think about it as well too, when the fight happened, it was at its most lucrative point. It actually produced way more money than it would have ever have been, because those guys were certain type of celebrities at that point. They were popular on a different level at that point. It was at its most lucrative point. But yeah, in terms of like at their best, like we both know they weren't at their best around that time. So we don't want that. We even, and I would even say the Bud Spence fight was
the same thing, bro. And they mad at Bud. They mad at Bud for like he was a calling boy for years. They took this shit out on Bud like he wasn't calling
bro.
For years.
It wasn't Bud for, you know, Bud. I think, bro. Honestly, Mel, I think that they was trying to wait till like Bud was like kind of like, you know, looking like he was gonna change because getting older, because, you know, he was older than Spence and all that. I feel like they was trying to wait and try to he was gonna age, but Bud is a dog, boy.
That's what we was just saying.
I love Earl, it's my guy, you know. But yeah, the weight. I think if anything, my opinion, and I'm pretty sure some people agree, like, if you wanted to have a better chance against Bud, you should have fought him when he first moved up, before he started growing into the weight class.
Yes. When he first moved up to 47.
When he first moved up, I wanted to drag it out, and he was knocking everybody that he came across, and
everybody.
I mean, he's also
it was bad. I think that was the worst move.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
that was a bad move on that time.
He don't smoke. He don't drink. I mean, the dude, he's 38, but his body's more probably like 31, 32. Like, you know what I mean? So how do you feel like currently? Who is your top 5 right now, pound for pound? Like, if you had to number them out, who is Shu Shu's top 5 pound for pound?
Number 1. Okay, this is gonna be in order. Number 1 is Bud. Number 2 is Usyk. Number 3 is Inoue. Number 4. I like Dimitri Bivol, but do I have him over Better Beef? Because Better Beef just beat him. I don't know. That's a tough one. I feel like they're kind of tied, like at number 4 and number 5. Oh man, number 5 is tough because Teal got a tough resume. Teal has a really good resume, but I feel like I'm missing somebody that's obvious.
I mean, it's your pick. It's your choice, bro.
Yeah.
It's your pick.
Yeah. No, I just feel like I'm missing somebody that I probably watch, and I'm just not thinking about them at the moment. I'll put Teal in there. I'll put him in there because he's done a lot. He has a pretty tough resume, but man, I feel like I'm missing somebody.
No, Tank.
Oh no, forget Teal. No, forget Teal. Forget Tank. Put my boy Bam in there. Put Bam in there.
I like that.
Put my boy Bam in there.
I like that. I like Bam. I like that one.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. Now, no Canelo, no Tank. Any reasons that no Canelo, no Tank in your top 5?
See, I knew I was missing somebody obvious. I know there's somebody obvious.
That's why I'd be like, I can't do the order.
Look, every time, look, every time me and Mel ask this question, we just be quiet. We just be quiet.
Yeah. Nah, word. I knew I was missing somebody. Okay, so damn. Yeah, Canelo got to be up there. I'm sorry. So Canelo got to be like, I said my top 3. Canelo got to be number 4.
Yeah.
And then it gotta be forget Better Beef and Bivol. Put my Bam. I don't care. Bam is up there. Bam is there.
There's no wrong answer, though. There's really no wrong answer. That's your preference. There's no wrong answer.
That's
right. That's my preference, bro. That's my preference.
Yeah. Speaking of just again with the fight game, a lot of people don't know you moved away from New York and now you're in Vegas. How has it been since you've been out there in Vegas, though?
Oh man, I'm mentally focused, like just have so much mental peace. Not to say like New York is gonna give me peace, but New York is New York, bro. It's hustle and bustle.
New York got a lot of distractions. Let's be real. New York got a lot of distractions.
Yeah, come
all
on.
the time. Like there's mad distractions in New York. Like I love New York too. Home is home, but y'all be wilding out there. Simple as that, yo. Simple as that.
Word, man. Yeah, nah. Bacon and cheese,
I miss the bacon. The breakfast sandwiches and the slice of pizza is the one thing I miss out there. But other than that,
New York got the best food, hands down. New York got the best food, bro. I'm sorry.
Go to the bodega.
The best food, G.
Better than who? Not better than Louisiana. You trip.
Yeah.
Nah, you gotta go to the bodega.
Listen. Let me clear it up. Let me clear it up, G. Let me clear it up. Y'all got a certain category that y'all category in which y'all specialize in. Y'all thing. Yeah. But in terms of like different cultures of food, like we got Caribbean food, Indian, Chinese. Bro, we got the best food, G.
Chinese be fine.
Yeah, we got the best Chinese spot.
All you need is rice and chicken wings. Forget the menu. Keep it simple.
That's real.
In the morning time, we get a breakfast sandwich. You good? We good. Like, go get a slice late at night. Matter of fact, we got stores. Stores stay open late in New York. I don't know about where you at, bro.
Yeah, I mean, Louisiana, we gonna seafood you to death. Louisiana, we gonna your life.
I'm saying, New York, the stores stay open forever though. Like, they say, y'all have hours. We don't have hours.
That's real.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That's why we got a lot of problems now. Though.
But I love Vegas though. I love training out here in Vegas. You get the best work out here. It's real hot out here. The altitude is higher than in New York. All of the who's come out here to train, bro. So it's like, why not be in here? Like I'm like when I had my first camp out here, I was already addicted, and I knew I was gonna move out here, bro.
Now, who do you currently train with? Like, who is your team? Shout out to your team.
So we got Coach K Karoma. He's my head coach. And my strength and conditioning coach, Derek Jackson. Boy, he's an animal, son. Animal, G. Like, oh man, We got some guys coming up. We got DJ Zamora. We got him working with me. I think Carmel Moten. He's just started working in my gym, so I
Okay.
think he might be a part of the team now. That's lit. That's lit. You know what I mean?
Now he's smiling 'cause he wants
Yeah,
he
we
want
got a
that
few
work.
names, man.
He want that work. You see the smile, y'all. He
Yeah,
want the
yeah.
work.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. He trying to stay in some of that
He want
sparring.
that work,
Yeah, he want that sparring. He want that
Bro,
sparring session.
I mean, it ain't no
Me and him
animosity.
worked
He's
before.
like good work.
Right.
It's good work. He just want the good
Yeah.
work. He like, yeah,
For
Carmelo out here now.
Yo,
too,
y'all,
in the
right?
gym. Yeah.
Right.
Yo, K. Yo, K, bro. Watch him, bro. Watch Mel, bro. Mel,
Watch
he's
Mel,
from New
watch
York.
Mel.
He's a top
He
10
messy.
instigator, bro.
Yeah.
He
I'm
instigator,
just
bro. You know what I'm
hey,
saying? Yo,
I'm going how it is. Like, yo, I'm like, hey.
top 10 instigator, bro.
You come to the door and you better have, if I see, listen, you come to the door and I see a headgear poking at that bag. Oh yeah, it's up.
Right. It's
Yo.
We got
Best believe y'all gonna definitely see a picture. Best believe me, y'all gonna definitely see a picture of me and him sparring at some point in time
Yeah,
on
for sure.
Instagram.
We gonna see one of these. One of these right here.
Yes, Ken.
Yeah, one of those.
Oh, me.
Word.
Bro. That's
Yo, it's crazy
man.
though, because like Vegas is fun because Vegas be having crazy work, but it be like certain gyms be like gangs, like some like that gym be over there. They don't bring their guys out in that gym, so it's still funny in Vegas because it's competitive, but it's good work. It's good work.
I
man.
go everywhere. I don't care. I go to
shout out to K, yeah, man. Shout out to K, because Coach K had it. I remember my last camp when I ran into you. They had broke out on Rocky Hernandez and them, man. K be trying to K trying to dap you up. Yeah, what's up, man? We got you out here, got you some work. Soon as you light the ass up, though. Soon as you light the ass up, though. Hey, man, you gotta go down to the body a bit.
Yeah.
Right.
I hear you over there, K. I hear you talking. All right, K. We're gonna have to turn it up now, K.
Yeah. Yo, he be talking mad low. He be talking.
Yeah, like you don't hear his ass. Like, hey, man. He ain't gonna go.
He be like, yo, man.
He not in real shape.
He be like, yo, man. Hey, yeah. Listen here, youngin. He was trying to. We call him whispers. He be like, yo, listen here, youngin. He keep dropping his left hand, bro. Throw that right hand over top and spin off. Don't stand right there. Like you talk mad low, G.
Right. Listen.
He K had he had my man. He had the team tight one day. We was in there. I was working with Rocky, Like I said, K whispers, quiet, everything. Soon as you feel like K think he's got to get up on you, it's a whole different K. He got energy. Yeah. All right,
Right.
I'm gonna bust his ass next round, K. I'm about to bust his ass, K.
Right.
I'm about to bust his ass, K.
Yo, real quick, Mel. Quick, Mel. I want to give you a shout out, Mel, because me personally, I gotta give you your flowers for this because you weren't even in New York. You go somewhere else that don't even play New York music, and you walk out with Jadakiss and had the whole crowd on their feet, my boy. That joint was tough. When you fought Shakur, G, you walked out with Jada.
Yeah.
Bro, Shakur came out with Quavo, right? And I'm saying they fought in Atlanta. They fought in Atlanta, bro.
Yeah,
right. Came out with Quavo.
Quavo came out in the city.
Bro, he came out with Jada?
Yeah.
We gonna make it. Bro, everybody on his feet, John.
Yeah.
Yo, you know what's crazy? I was talking to him. I was talking to Jada about it. He was like, how you want to do it? I'm like, all right, bet. Start out with the champ is here, the anthem, the chant, the champ is here, and then the beat just dropped, switch the whole beat, and then we went from there. That was probably one of my first. I mean, shout out to Shakur. He got the victory, but he won the war. I damn sure won that battle.
I won the battle.
Right.
I gotta look at it. He won the war, but I won that battle for that time being. Like, yo,
that's a fact.
Shout out to kiss though, man.
For
Jada was
sure.
man cool, man. Like I said, I
Right.
had to, man. My thing with that though, I was kind of upset though. Nothing against Top Rank. I wanted that fight. I feel like a fight should have been in New York because being Shakur in New Jersey, me from New York, I felt that should have been at the Garden. My thing was headline the Garden, but it still turned out, like I said, the crowd. Like it's crazy though. That's like I told Shakur last week. That's the first time I've ever been booed. Though. I was like, damn, y'all feel like that? I said, yo, y'all feel like that? I said, damn.
Right.
It was cool. It was cool.
Like, yeah, like ain't out of champ.
We laugh at it now. Right. I was hot. I was like, it's some bullshit. All right.
For sure.
I ain't never coming down here to fight again. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
Well, man, it's love, man. We appreciate you for joining us, man. Let the people know where they can find you. Let the people know where they can find you on social media, man.
Lim, yes, y'all can find me on my Instagram, Bruce_Carrington. My Twitter is B_Carrington1. Keep an eye on my socials because y'all gonna definitely know when my next fight's coming out, man. And yeah, man, y'all keep on following the journey, man. And be tuned for the next Shu Shu show, man. It's must see TV. Y'all not gonna want to miss it. You heard?
For sure.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Get you up though. We need you for the show to drop the Mike Tyson quote again, man. We need
no.
We need the quote, bro. We need the quote.
It's so cringe. It's so cringe, bro. Please, man, please. It's so cringe. I hate it. It was only supposed to be for that one time that I did it in the ring.
Yeah.
They put me on the spot on a press conference on the Tyson chick. I don't want to keep doing this, bro.
Right.
It's so bad.
It's love.
I'm like, hey. You got to bring another. You got to bring a Zab coat the next time or something. Shout the man Zab Judah, man. Shout the big bro too, man.
Yeah, something. I'm gonna definitely do something, bro.
Sure.
All right, bro, man. You stay up, man. Tell the people what's up and everything too, bro.
I got you, for sure, bro. Yo, I appreciate y'all for having me once again, man.
For sure.
Appreciate you.
Well,